All right, thanks you two for agreeing to talk to me, the lowly little low man on the totem pole here, but congrats on winning a world championship. I was at a couple of your games and watched them all hanging on pins and needles, and I want to say one of my favorite moments is watching you guys on the podium, and it looks like pure joy, and I know how hard it is to win the thing and how many pieces have to fit perfectly for so many months. What were you guys thinking on the podium?
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain what I was feeling. It wasn't just extreme joy, it felt triumphant. Like we had overcome so much as a team, obviously personally, that it just felt like about time. It had been 16 years, we had put our heart, our soul, everything into the game, and then to finally come out on top, it felt triumphant and it felt beautiful and incredible. But I wasn't like jumping up and down and celebrating. It was more like, oh my God, this really happened.
There's a sense of relief in it as well, and maybe that sounds less romantic about it, but I think there's something different about being a team that's expected to win and that has so much pressure to win and that has people looking at them from every single angle, looking at every single player from every different angle. There's a bit, like you've triumphed over it all. You're almost a little bit relieved, and then there's a lot of joy and a lot of just sort of a blissful kind of like, oh my gosh, this is surreal that it's actually happening. I think we've all thought about it and visualized it and dreamt about it, and it's almost strange that it actually happens.
Well, that's what it looked like. It looked like it was coming from the inside out. And a lot of people see the fun stuff. They see the ticker tape, and they see people on the podium, and they see the fans, and they don't see the 16 years. And when you say that, you're like, and they don't see you. I saw you last year when I ran out of money and I needed to borrow something to get some candy, and there you were sitting in your hotel room waiting for a ride, eating 50 different ways to eat chicken, and the same team meal that you were doing 16 years ago, or even on the regional team or the state team. So it's pretty amazing. You mentioned it, how you're looked at through a microscope, and here being an American athlete is literally impossible. If you're not number one, everyone's questioning everything. And for sure, people were saying, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this U.S. team? They're not scoring a lot of goals. They're not finding their swing, and everyone's looking at you with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, you win your group. You pretty much rolled through, and it didn't look easy. But then all of a sudden, the goals started coming. At what point did you say, this is us, we're going to win this thing?
I think we always had that belief in us. We knew that there was more in the tank, but there were also so many things we were doing well. She let in one goal in the first 6 games, I think it was. I mean, defense was playing amazing. So there were so many things that takes to win a world championship that we were already doing. I mean, people want to look at the sexy stuff and look at the goals and attacking, but we had things on lock before. And then I think we loosened up a little bit, and we tweaked a couple things, and people grew into themselves, and the team grew into themselves during the tournament. And I think the China game was when it really kind of switched over. And I think we just started playing much more free, and I think we got our swag back and our attitude. And I think we were sick and tired of hearing people say, oh, they're not going to win it, they're not going to do this, they're not doing this, blah, 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 blah. And we were just like, enough. We've got this.
I did have to tweet out, shame on you for having the World Cup in your backyard and not getting tickets to the final way ahead of time. It's amazing how many new friends I came up with when you guys were in the final.
I think what's incredible is that we never lost faith. I mean, you don't want to see the best performance at the beginning of the tournament. So we were right where we wanted to be the entire time. We won our group. We got first out of our group. We weren't scoring a lot of goals, but we saved the best till the end. And even in the NBA Finals, you save the best games to Game 6, Game 7. And we were right where we wanted to be despite every person that doubted. It was all on the outside. It was never amongst our team, which was pretty incredible. And it was just a beautiful group of young women who just went out and proved everybody wrong.
I love it. I think the block of 8 works, and you get out of your group with good defense, and that's what you did. And you came out number 1 in your group, and that's what you needed to do. I will say that I have tracked you guys up and down the I-5 corridor from University of Washington to University of Portland, and a lot of the Seattle Reign fans have done the same thing. And it was pretty cool to see you guys on the podium. I have one of these, and I brought it. And I've always said, Hope, when are you going to get yours? And
that makes me want to cry. Right
how
now.
did it feel to be up on that podium in
I think the
Vancouver?
1991 gold medal is a little nicer. Look at that.
You guys,
Same size.
it was cool to see you up there.
Look at this one. Look at the cup. Is that what the cup looked like?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But it was called the M&M's Cup back then because we didn't have an official.
Sponsors
I
Cup.
can't believe it's in that good a shape
I
after all
know.
these years.
It's stapled right here.
Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you for allowing us to join your club.
Yeah. So you got to win it in Vancouver. How did that feel? Just 2 hours north of us.
Home game.
It was a home game.
Didn't it feel like a home
We
game?
had 7 home games.
I saw some of the faces on the Japanese players when we were about to walk out, and it was all America, all USA, and I saw them look at each other and kind of laugh, and we were like, yeah, you're playing in our backyard.
Hope, one of my favorite moments was when Carly scored a goal and she ran to you. And I know how tough it is to sit there, and you can't run up there because by the time you run back, you've lost your focus and you have a head rush and you can't see and all those good things. And you have to stand there and say, I have to wait till the final whistle blows. And I love the fact that she scored that goal. And part of me thinks it was because she was closer to you than she was to the closer to the goal. But the fact that you got to celebrate with your teammates and she brought the party to you was pretty cool.
I didn't shed a tear until that moment, and for me to shed a tear in the middle of the game, in the first half of the game, I mean, it was incredible. I knew right then and there that nothing is going to stop this team. I think 3 goals in what?
Yeah.
16
minutes.
16 minutes.
You guys still can't. 16 minutes. Yeah, that really happened.
It didn't even matter if they scored 2 goals. It didn't matter if they kept pushing. I mean, we were going to take this game, and nobody was going to stop us. And that moment when Carly ran back, I knew it, and I just shed a tear. And it was a very emotional moment for me. But then I gathered myself up and continued to play the game.
Well, I love the fact that the Seattle Reign players were big players for the U.S. women's national team and were big pieces to winning that World Cup. And I'm super happy and thankful that you guys are back here to celebrate with your fans, and I can't wait to kick off today. Thanks so much.
It's good to be home.
Go Rain.